Family, this is our third episode of the Qube Founder Life blog. So per usual, family, I got my notes here. This episode, I'm going to talk about getting that no from Northwestern. I'm also going to talk about what are we doing after this no. Then I'm going to talk about what it means to outline this new model for the app, what's next with that, and then finalizing the actual financial business model. Let's get into it. So getting that no. Can I just set the stage real quick for you? Okay, I've been in this Northwestern class for 8 weeks now. The lectures are wonderful. Dr. Towns is fantastic. And we have an opportunity to network with other founders. All of that has been great. So this particular class, the founders are looking for the students who are acting as investor analysts to pitch their businesses to potential investors. This was actually a practice pitch. The real pitches are happening next week with the real investors, and they're investing up to $50,000 per venture, all right, on safe notes. Child, we ain't gonna get into safes and convertible notes in this episode, but they're both financial tools. And the long and short of it is safes are good for founders, convertible notes are good for investors. We just gonna keep it at that for now. And so this week, founders are showing up to hear these pitches. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm like, all right, because the process was, as it was explained to me, was that if you weren't going to make it, you would receive an email from a student admin. You would jump on a call with your analyst that was assigned to you, and they would explain why your venture didn't make it, right? And then you wouldn't need to come to class if you didn't want to. That was basically the deal. I didn't get an email. I didn't get a call. So I'm assuming we are on, okay? And the communication hasn't been great. Let's be clear. The students have never responded to an email. I've provided information. Even the first time they did a pitch on the Qube, I provided feedback in hopes that they could, improve the story, understand more. Nothing. So I'm sitting in class and pitch, still not the Qube. Okay. Pitch. I'm then decide to text one of the students because she did text me at one point and that's how we communicated. But child, can I just tell you that was minimal? Okay. And so I text her and I'm like, did you get the emails? Are y'all good to go? What's going on? And she was like, oh, you should hear from a student admin and you should really talk to Haley. I'm like, what? And I'm conferring with a fellow founder in the room and I'm like, this is some BS. Because now I understand that the Qube didn't make it. I'm sitting in this class watching all these pitches. I drove an hour away from my house. We'll need to drive an hour home. The class is from 6:30 to 9:30. And now I'm sitting here frustrated, angry, disappointed, and having to listen to all these other pitches that honestly, in that moment, I didn't want to hear none of them. None of them. Do y'all know how many pitches I've heard over the years? I've heard so many. I've given so many myself. I'm like, what? We didn't make it? And I don't even know why. And even as I sit here doing this vlog, I still don't know why. So to say I was frustrated, angry, disappointed, it is just such an understatement. At this point in this journey, I have learned how to deal with the no's. I have learned how to deal with the yeses. I have truly adopted this framework that challenges us as human beings to never get too high and to never get too low, right? To sort of always be in the middle somewhere to keep yourself grounded in this, because it is a roller coaster. You get so many no's and you get some yeses. Yeah. And you can't let either one take you too far off of being grounded. Because if I get a yes, that means someone else has inevitably got a no. And someone who is probably just as deserving. People out here working hard. Okay, people are brilliant. People are coming up with some amazing solutions to problems, So if I get a yes, that means somebody else who has worked just as hard as me probably has gotten a no. And if I get a no, that means somebody who has worked just as hard, if not harder than me, has gotten a yes. All right. I'm not praying for nobody to get a no. Yeah. And I'm praying that I do get a yes. But my timeline is not that of God's timeline. I'm clear about that. Okay. The universe be having other plans. And that's just how it is. And that framework, though, has helped me to really get through these tough moments. And when it really started to hit me that we got this no, I tell y'all I was angry, okay? In the pit of my stomach, frustrated. We needed that money. It costs money to build things. And that's just the case. And it's not just the building, right? It is the marketing. It is the promotion. It is the labor. It is all of those things that cost, period. I see this as a huge venture. It can't come without cost. And these opportunities, every time you get a no, it just takes a little bit out of you. It just does. And so I gave myself 24 hours. That's what I do. I give myself 24 hours to soak in it a little bit. And then I'm back. So now what, right? What do we do without no money, Anna? Child. We try to make this work. For the last 4 years, E3 Radio has been the primary financial supporter of the Qube. Outside of my own personal finances, the crowdfunding that we did, E3 Radio is that girl, okay? So we'll keep working hard to fund the Qube, right? And then I foresee us having to do another crowdfunding campaign. And with that crowdfunding campaign, the goal will be to build the app with the new team that I have in place and not make any of the mistakes that I made the first time around. This time around, we've got an experienced development team who believes in this product so much and wants to see it come to life. They've already rebuilt the website for us. I'm feeling really confident about them. I've also found a new company to do the design of the app, right? The UX part of it. And I'm feeling really confident about their work. I've got somebody else who I'm not going to name just yet, but she used to work at a dating app. She has so much podcasting experience. She's Black, she's queer. I feel like she could be a huge plus to the team. And with this new team, looking to build an app that centers the matching, right? That centers the discovery versus the playing. Being a podcast player app is the long-term vision, for sure. A place where you can discover and listen all in one. But we've got to start somewhere. And honestly, the discoverability really is the unique piece here. So focusing hard on that and getting that right, the discovering and the supporting, and figuring out how we can build something that benefits not only the creators, but the listeners and the people who want to be connected. So that's what's next. Me writing out the vision, talking with the developers and the designers about how we execute it on a limited budget. How do we build an MVP? How do we put out a prototype first? How do we go through these steps in a way that is thoughtful? Yes. And all the same time, building out and finalizing the new business model that is inspired by the way in which dating apps have business models, right? You pay for more swipes, for more discovery. Yeah. You pay to support the creators and the podcasters themselves. Yes. And I think if we can do those things first, I feel like we'll be on to something. I feel like we'll be on to something good. But I'm still in the fight. I haven't given up yet. I'm committed to seeing that this can work. I'm committed to seeing this through. And I'm glad y'all are with me, truly. Thank you for every comment, every piece of encouragement. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I believe in the Qube, and I believe that we can be out here in the world. And I'm just grateful y'all are on the journey. Next up, of course, is the podcast salon coming up this month. If you're in Chicago, come through March 21st at Nobody's Darling. We are partnering with WBZ, which is our local NPR station, on this month's activation. It's going to be really dope. And then, of course, we still have, right? Did y'all see that vinyl? Did you see the unveiling of the vinyl? Yo. The vinyl is here. The vinyl is here. The Podcast Salon Volume 1. This is exciting. I am excited about the things we're doing. I'm excited about how we are amplifying Black and Brown podcasts. And I will not be deterred by what's happening right now in the world with the assault on diversity, equity, and inclusion. What are we doing if we are not believing and supporting in diversity, equity, and inclusion? I will not be deterred by that. I'm not interested in changing our language to fit someone else's sensibilities around that. I'm interested in staying committed to the people who are most underestimated and most underrepresented. Like that is my work. That is my work. And those that believe in it will find us because we're going to be out here doing it. So I'm just going to keep doing it. Yeah. And y'all just stay close. Lots more to come. Lots more to come. We ain't going nowhere yet. Not yet. I'm not throwing in the towel just yet. But we do need to go find some money. So I'll be doing that too. And I just look forward to continuing to share the journey. So family, if you out here being a founder, right, looking to bring your dreams to life and make them a reality, figuring out how you deal with the no's is so incredibly important. Every VC ain't gonna get it. It is not meant for every VC. I'm in Chicago, media and entertainment. I've been told I need to go to California. I've been told I need to go to LA to find investors for a media and entertainment business. That's what I've been told. Because I'm in Chicago. It's different. So you just have to figure out how you want to deal with the no's, okay? I'm expecting a lot more of them. So this is how I have to practice. It's practicing. It's like everything else. The more you practice, the better you get at it, right? The stronger your muscles get. Yeah, my no muscle is pretty strong these days. So I'm expecting more of them. I'm also expecting more yeses. I'm also expecting more breakthroughs as it pertains to what this app looks like now, how it feels, how it benefits listeners and creators. And I'm also really excited about digging in deeper into the business model, how we actually make money, how we actually scale this thing. And I'm still excited about the possibility of it. So that's where I'm at. I was down, but I'm back to middle, okay? And I'm back to getting to the work. So Podcast Salon coming up at the end of the month. Don't forget we got the vinyl record, right? That's up for pre-sale right now for the first Podcast Salon. And we just gonna keep at it because we all we got. All right, till next week, family. Peace.